The afternoon of June 12, 2025 began like any other, but it would end in profound sorrow for hundreds of families. Air India Flight AI-171, a modern Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, was scheduled for a long-haul journey from Ahmedabad's Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport to London Gatwick. The flight was filled with passengers looking forward to reunions, holidays or business trips. Shortly after taking off at 1:39 p.m., a routine departure turned into a catastrophic emergency. The pilots issued a mayday call, a desperate signal of extreme distress, but it was the last communication received from the aircraft. The hopes and plans of everyone on board were tragically cut short just moments into their flight. The aircraft crashed into a medical college complex in Ahmedabad, a densely populated urban area. The impact was devastating, causing an enormous explosion and fire that engulfed both the plane and a hostel building. Eyewitnesses described a horrifying scene of smoke and flames billowing into the sky, with the tail section of the massive plane grotesquely protruding from the damaged structure. The crash site was a scene of chaos and destruction, a stark reminder of the immense force of the impact. The accident claimed the lives of all 241 passengers and crew on board, except for one. Tragically, the disaster also took the lives of 38 people on the ground, including 5 medical students whose futures were stolen in an instant. The final moments of Flight AI-171 were terrifyingly brief. According to some aviation experts who have analyzed initial reports, the deployment of the ram air turbine, or RAT, suggests a possible dual-engine failure. This small turbine is an emergency device that generates power when the main engines fail, indicating the pilots were fighting to control the aircraft against impossible odds. The plane, heavy with fuel for its long journey to London, descended rapidly after its distress call. The decision to crash into a building was not a choice, but the tragic end to a desperate struggle to keep the aircraft airborne. The community was left in shock, grappling with the scale of the loss in their own neighborhood. The loss of 279 lives sent waves of grief across India and the United Kingdom. Families who had waved goodbye to their loved ones at the airport were now faced with an unbearable reality. The identities of the victims painted a picture of a diverse group of people: families on vacation, students heading to universities, and professionals traveling for work. Each name represented a unique story, a life filled with dreams and connections that were suddenly extinguished. The tragedy was not just a statistic, it was a deeply personal loss for thousands of people connected to the victims, both on the plane and on the ground, creating a wound that will take a very long time to heal. Amidst the widespread devastation and loss, one story of survival emerged that seemed almost impossible. Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, a 40-year-old British national, was the sole survivor from Flight AI-171. He had been seated in an exit row in seat 11A, a location that may have played a role in his miraculous escape. While everyone around him perished, he survived the crash with only minor injuries. Footage that quickly went viral online showed a surreal scene. Mr. Ramesh, looking composed, walking away from the flaming wreckage while speaking on his mobile phone. This image of calm amidst chaos captured the world's attention and offered a single fragile ray of light in an otherwise dark and tragic event. In a brief statement to authorities, Mr. Ramesh recounted the terrifying final moments of the flight. He recalled the plane experiencing serious trouble just 30 seconds after it lifted off the runway. The next thing he knew, he woke up surrounded by the wreckage and the bodies of his fellow passengers. His instinct took over, and he ran from the burning fuselage, escaping the immediate danger of the fire and smoke. His survival is a testament to the unpredictable nature of such disasters. Tragically, his story is also marked by personal loss, as his own brother, Ajay Kumar Ramesh, was among the passengers who did not survive the crash, making his miracle a bittersweet one. The immediate response at the crash site was a massive and challenging operation. Emergency services, including fire brigades and medical teams, rushed to the scene to battle the intense blaze and search for survivors. The location of the crash, within a medical college complex, complicated rescue efforts, but also meant that initial medical assistance was nearby. rescue workers faced the grim task of navigating the unstable structure and the smoldering remains of the aircraft. Their primary goal was to extinguish the fire to prevent further damage and to begin the heartbreaking process of recovering the victims. The area was quickly cordoned off to allow investigators to begin their work. In the days following the crash, the community and the nation came together to mourn. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the site in Ahmedabad to survey the damage and offer his condolences to the families of the victims. He also met with the sole survivor, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, to hear his account and offer support. The government and local authorities worked to provide assistance to the affected families, setting up support centers and hotlines. The focus shifted from rescue to recovery and investigation, as the nation sought to understand how such a terrible tragedy could have happened, and to honor the memory of the 279 people who lost their lives. With the rescue mission concluded, the critical task of uncovering the cause of the crash began. India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, or AAIB, immediately took the lead in the complex investigation. Their primary objective is to determine the sequence of events that led to the disaster, not to assign blame, but to prevent a similar tragedy from ever happening again. Investigators meticulously began documenting the crash site, collecting pieces of the wreckage and analyzing the debris field for clues. They are being assisted by international bodies, including representatives from Boeing, the aircraft manufacturer, to ensure a thorough and comprehensive inquiry into the catastrophic failure of the Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. A major breakthrough in the investigation came swiftly with the recovery of the aircraft's 2 black boxes. These crucial devices are the Cockpit Voice Recorder, or CVR, which captures conversations and sounds in the cockpit, and the Flight Data Recorder, or FDR, which logs thousands of parameters about the plane's performance. Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarapu confirmed their retrieval from the wreckage. These recorders, designed to withstand extreme impact and fire, hold the key to understanding the aircraft's final moments. The data they contain will provide investigators with invaluable information about the pilot's actions, the plane's technical status, and any alarms or warnings that may have sounded before the crash. The investigation extends far beyond the analysis of the black boxes. Authorities are pursuing multiple lines of inquiry to build a complete picture of the accident. This includes reviewing CCTV footage from the airport and surrounding areas to trace the plane's trajectory after takeoff. Witness interviews are also being conducted with people who saw the aircraft in distress. Furthermore, the personal and professional histories of the pilots are being examined, along with the aircraft's detailed maintenance records, to identify any potential human or mechanical factors. Every piece of evidence, no matter how small, is being carefully scrutinized to contribute to the final accident report. While the official investigation is ongoing, preliminary theories have started to emerge. Some aviation experts have pointed to the possibility of a dual-engine failure, a rare but catastrophic event, especially so soon after takeoff. This theory is supported by reports that the plane's emergency power system, the Ram air turbine, was deployed. However, officials have cautioned against premature speculation, emphasizing that a definitive cause can only be established after all the evidence has been analyzed. The AAIB has promised a transparent and thorough investigation, with the final report expected to provide clear answers and crucial safety recommendations for the global aviation industry. In the wake of the tragedy, Air India has taken immediate steps to address public concern and honor the victims. The airline's chairman issued a statement expressing deep sorrow and vowing that the incident would lead to a comprehensive review of all safety procedures. He promised that any lessons learned from the investigation would be used to strengthen safety protocols across the entire fleet to ensure the highest standards of passenger safety. As a mark of respect for the victims and their families, Air India officially retired the flight number AI-171. The Ahmedabad to London Gatwick route was suspended for 5 days before resuming under the new flight number AI-159. The aftermath of the crash has not been smooth for the airline, highlighting the operational pressures it faces. Just days after the route resumed, The new flight AI-159 to London was cancelled on June 17, 2025. While the airline cited unavailability of aircraft due to wider airspace restrictions and the need for precautionary checks, the cancellation added to the anxiety of travelers. This incident was part of a series of operational disruptions, including other flights being delayed, diverted or cancelled due to technical snags. These events, occurring so close to the crash, have put Air India's maintenance and operational reliability under intense public scrutiny during a period of profound crisis for the company. This tragic accident serves as a powerful and somber reminder that safety must always be the absolute top priority in the aviation industry. While air travel remains one of the safest forms of transportation, incidents like AI-171 show that there is no room for complacency. Continuous improvement in aircraft design, rigorous maintenance schedules, and comprehensive pilot training are essential pillars of a safe aviation system. This crash will undoubtedly lead to a re-evaluation of emergency procedures, particularly concerning engine failures on takeoff in densely populated urban areas. The findings will be studied by airlines and regulators worldwide to reinforce safety measures. Ultimately, the greatest lesson from the loss of Flight AI-171 is a human one. It underscores the immense responsibility that rests on the shoulders of airlines, manufacturers, and regulators to protect the lives entrusted to them. For the families of the 279 victims, the search for answers is also a search for assurance that such a disaster will not happen again. The legacy of this tragedy must be a renewed global commitment to aviation safety, ensuring that every possible measure is taken to prevent future loss of life. The memory of those who perished on June 12, 2025, must inspire a relentless pursuit of safer skies for all.